right there, bunch of fish, and there's a bunch of fish right there in that rock pile.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm on my buddy Tony's boat and I'm showing him what to look for on his side scan as far as seeing fish and then how to mark them. I'm trying to show him where to make a waypoint. There's the crosshair. You got to point exactly where the fish is. I can zoom in on it, as you can see, and I'll hit the waypoint button up there in the right corner. This is the Garmin unit. We're going to do really good today. Show him how to find the fish, and as soon as we set up by going onto our chart, which you see he has two Garmins here, so it's network. So what I mark on the right screen will actually show up on the left screen, so he doesn't have to change screens. We will spot lock on that point and start to pull in some fish. Now, this is one of my last trips. I have like 2 or 3 more after this, and you're going to see what happens with this trip as far as temperature change goes from this trip to the next trip. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and we'll see you in future videos. Also, look out for giveaways. So this is around the first week of December, and the water temperature has definitely gotten a little colder. Temperatures are getting colder. I believe we are around 53 degrees this day. And for me, when I start seeing 50-degree water, I do notice the bites start to shut off. The fish start coming up a little bit more pale. Bite gets scratchy. And the next trip we have out, the boat was frozen. I mean, iced over, really cold. You can hear in this video, it's very windy. And that actually dropped the water about 2 degrees, which is a significant drop, especially in deep water, you know, overnight. And it definitely changed the bite. We still do well this trip, but the next trip is not as good. And at this point, it just becomes less satisfactory fishing, and the conditions are just not as comfortable. Along with all the temperatures and knowing how these fish are starting to scratch with their bite, once you start seeing those shallow water fish, those 10 and 12 inch fish, really small ones, the young ones, moving into the deeper water, which are typically not there heavily, then you know these fish are starting to migrate. They're starting to move offshore. They're moving to a thermocline where the temperature is more comfortable for them to feed, and they're going to continue to get pushed offshore or into deeper water to survive the winter in the colder temperatures.
Oh. Yeah, I think this keeps. It's close.
Oh yeah.
That should keep.
It might be a 15 3/4 right there.
No, I think it keeps. That one's close. Should just pass. I'm gonna measure it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
17? This is 16.
Yeah, just keeps. It's about 16th it keeps. Maybe a little better.
So I realize it's slack tide. Let me try my jig. I drop it down. I just took a hit right there, and I'm waiting for the right hit. Now you're going to notice my line start to go to the left toward Harry on my left there. I'm like, what's going on? And then I realize a fish picked it up and is actually swimming toward Harry right now.
Well, the bait's still there. How did my line end up coming back this way? I don't. Oh, dude. I got a good fish. It picked it up. This is a good fish. This is about 6 pounds. Oh, yeah, it's a good fish, man. No, it's about 6 pounds, I'd say. It picked it up. That's why my line went back. It was swimming around with it in its mouth, Tony.
You gotta watch for the slack on it. Nice one.
Good fish.
Nice one.
Over 5, I'd say, around 5.
One cool trick to get the fish off the jig is sticking your pointer finger into the hook there, putting your thumb onto the jig and pressing down and shaking, and it acts as a dehooker. You will not get cut by the hook.
Ooh, that was a good hit.
You cut that crowd, dude, like you had a
Oh!
mission. Like I had a mission. Yep. Mission.
Oh, okay. So I got him. Oh, Joe. Yeah, this is a good fish.
Oh, nice one.
So this trip is only a couple of days away from the full moon, which makes for difficult fishing with heavy current. That's why you see me switch back to a spinning reel with a rig instead of the jig. The window for the jig was very short. And a A lot of times you get some foul hooked fish. They'll swim into the hooks. They'll get hooked in the face. You know, a lot of that happens in the heavy current.
Swimming around.
Leader, leader.
Got him in the face. Keeper.
The boxer.
You eye hooked him? Oh, you hooked him in the right spot. Hopefully we get another good one.
Oh. If this is hooked right, it's good. I think it's hooked right, bro. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
Fish is on the wrong side.
Should keep if it's hooked right. I don't know. It's trying to dig, but it felt weird. Oh no, it's a keeper. It's hooked right. All right, that's 4.
Put him in the box.
Yeah, I just got hit by a big one.
Dude. Oh my God. Dude, grab the net.
Where's the net?
Might not need a net. Please. I don't want to lose him.
Do you know? Oh, it's a big fish, bro. Good 7. Maybe a 6.5. It's a decent fish. You don't need a net for that.
I'm sure you noticed the big red boat in the background where we're fishing. We're more than 300 feet, if not 400 feet away from that boat. And, you know, typically we like to give 100 feet minimum away from every other boat out there. It's just a respectful thing to do. There's plenty of ground. There's plenty of fish to catch. We've seen him several times since our run-in with him, and they've, you know, kept their distance too, which is what, you know, what people should be doing. That's the respectful thing to do. Not come up on a boat within 6 feet, you know, 10 feet. That behavior is just indicative of harassment and looking to take the easy way out to get fish for your vessel.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a keeper.
Hey, Todd, put him in the box, Todd. I can't tell with this. It's like I almost feel like I need a net or it's foul hook.
No, it's fighting. You hooked it right. That's a good fish. Crank. Hey, let me get around you. That's a good fish. But that's a noodle rod too, so.
And it's half.
It's a keeper. It's good fish. Dude, what are you nuts?
That's my PC.
Are you kidding me? Oh shit, I'm getting hammered.
Yeah! That's like 18 inches.
I'd say almost 18.
Yeah.
Good fish though. But dude, you're gonna be in trouble, I think, when you get if you get a 10-pounder on you couldn't turn the handle Randall on that fish, dude.
Handle, Randall. And then it's got 64 pounds. Oh no, 45 pounds of drag.
I know, but if you get a 10's gonna be more than twice the size of that fish. So so what I'm trying to tell you with a slow pitch rod, like skinny ones like that, those big fish you're not going to be able to move it, and it's going to get you in the rocks. Like Mike shows what they call 20s. That I guess the CalStar was a tuna rod apparently because it's thick. It'll bend like this but bounce.
Right.
And you can actually move that fish. With that, what's going to happen, your rod's going to go like this, it's maxed out, and you're not going to move the fish is going to move you.
I'm not going to have enough room to pull up.
Yeah.
I like my lamb away.
You got, yeah.
Now you see we're on the other side of this boat, and again, we're probably even further away. There's fish here too. I mean, it's not that hard to just use your electronics as we did. We took a good 5-10 minutes, scanned around, saw something we liked where we saw some fish, set up on them, and we caught them. It's not that hard. I don't understand why some of these captains insist that they own the ground and they've got to come up on your boat. It's completely not necessary. And if you're as skilled as you say you are, you could easily go find fish too.
It's right there. Yeah, that keeps. Hey, he's waving at me. How you doing? Hi, buddy.
That's our
Look
limit.
at him, look at him. He's like, hey.
So you heard me talk about it being a full moon current. Now the current is really moving. So what we did was we set up on a ledge where we're dropping down the ledge. The fish will be down in that lower current at the bottom because the top current's moving much faster. What will happen is the fish will hook up and it will swim straight into the rocks. It's easy to swim into the incline. I'll just slack out, give it a minute, maybe 30 seconds, feel my lines. He swims out, I get him in the boat.
It's a good fish, Tony.
That's a nice one. I love it when they bury themselves in the rock and then you like you have this.
No.
There's no dudes.
No, it's a good fish. It's also the current. But this might be the big fish of the day, but I think it's the current.
Might be the fish of the day. Did you hear that?
Oh, dude, this is a good fish. There's your dude.
Oh, that's your dude.
No,
That's a good fish, though.
good fish.
Awesome. Awesome.
This, yeah,
Nice hook set.
this is a good fish. Finally gave up. That's a nice fish. Oh, honker! Look at his mouth. Look at it.
Chogger.
Dude, that's a nice fish.
That's a nice fish right there. That's a nice fish. 6 pounds?
Yeah, that's probably about 6.